Friend lied that I cheated. Boyfriend dumps me and kicks me out, but the truth is revealed months later. I wouldn't waste my time if I were in your position. He chose to not hear your side and now he expects you to give him the consideration he should have given you at the beginning of the year. Like, I understand it's horrible that his friend manipulated everyone and even paid a stranger to get it done, but that doesn't even explain why he wouldn't hear what you had to say. And then for his friends to so easily turn on you, which, to a limit, I understand. We all want to defend our friends when people do treat them horribly, and attack your reputation the way they did is so juvenile and uncalled for. What is this? Middle school? They need a grip on reality. I hate to be so blunt, but if this guy truly loved and cared about you, he would have at least listened to what you had to say. Stay moving on. You deserve better. Edit. Spell check. 4 years. All it took was for one of his female friends who he knows doesn't like his girlfriend to start a rumor about his girlfriend cheating. He chose to believe her over his 4-year relationship with his girlfriend and kicked her out the next morning. Seems to me he was waiting for a reason to end it. Has really immature too. Well, no. The female friend paid someone to pretend that op seduced and slept with them while the BF was really drunk. It's still awful he didn't hear her side, but it wasn't just a female friend starting a rumor. Hold firm. He was presented with 2 different versions of events, and he rejected yours without even a discussion. Without seeming to even consider the possibility that you were truthful. That wasn't right. Not for a serious partner of 4 years. I get you're feeling conflicted. And I would have a bit of sympathy for a person being played that badly. But he was also an active and willing participant in upending your life. And in doing it so callously. You don't owe him the courtesy of even a discussion. When he didn't allow you that courtesy before packing your bags to your parents. That's natural to weigh in. But I'd tell them you understand their perspective. Will make up your own mind on the matter. And don't want to discuss the topic up with them again. This is the most important point, Imo. Some random person tells you that they fucked your partner and you just believe them automatically, to the point where you immediately not only dump your partner of 4 years, but you go through all the motions of packing up their stuff without stopping to think maybe there's some bullshit going on. And I'm sure Op had to go back at least once to retrieve any items that weren't packed. So I'm sure there were more conversations Op didn't mention. Throughout all of that, he chose to believe some rando over his partner of 4 years. If he's able to do that to Op, it says quite a lot about how he'd treat her in the future. You all right now, right? Why opening the door to trouble? Your ex will always blame himself for what he did and ask you to come back to him. He choose to believe someone else instead of choosing his GF of 4 year. Wash your hand of this matter and follow your friend example. If I were you, I would tell your ex, I'm happy that you finally learned the truth. However, our relationship end when you choose to believe someone else. I'm happy now, so please go on with your life. Edit. Thanks for the awards. If I were you, I would tell your ex, I'm happy that you finally learned the truth. However, our relationship end when you choose to believe someone else. I'm happy now, so please go on with your life. Op. I recommend this advice. It is better to have closure with your ex and move on with your life. Only say that after you've gotten a public apology from him and his little beer friends and family. Love this. The healthy option. But with just enough pettiness thrown in to make you smile. It's not pettiness. It's restoring any semblance of justice. They smeared her name. There's gossip going around. Public apologies won't even clear her name with everyone, but at least she'll control the narrative from here on out with anyone who didn't get the update. This part. When did it become wrong to be vindicated? I don't get it. Some of you sound real non-confrontational. Well. In this scenario, confrontation is justified. His friends and family did a smear campaign on this poor girl, based on a whole lie with no research or interest in her side. She deserves a whole public apology, since they dragged her publicly. That's the only currency they have to offer in this scenario. Then and only then can we talk about burying the hatchet. This girl could have taken her own life over this stupid shit. She said she was depressed and had to delete her social media because his people were bullying her online. Like, come on, it's a no-brainer that they should apologize first publicly. Couldn't agree more. It's on him to publicly fix the wrong that he has caused. I myself have experienced major lies being spread about me. You don't owe them anything. They crucified your reputation publicly, and they can apologize publicly. Let them work it out for themselves. You do not need to give them any of your time or energy. Let them sleep in the bed they made. These people may have been duped, but they took it really far by publicly trying to ruin your reputation. They are not the kind of people you want to give any of your time to. They went out of their way to be hurtful. That tells you a lot about who they are. Stay strong and stay no contact. It is the healthiest choice for you. Good luck. And congrats on the new relationship. I wish the best for the two of you. They crucified your reputation publicly, and they can apologize publicly. So well said. People won't hesitate to post up cruelness on public platforms, but suddenly need a private and intimate conversation to make amends. Exactly. They chose to believe her ex right away on no legitimate proof. And on top of that, post about it to the internet. Those aren't the type of people that you should let into your life. My parents think that it's a little sad that ex is outside the house crying and begging to speak to me. It is sad. Not sad for you, but sad for him. What was sad for you have been the last 6 months or so where you cried because he didn't give you an opportunity to talk. He chose to believe his friend, and with no regard to who you'd shown yourself to be over the past 4 years. Kicked you out without so much as a conversation. Now, take regard for who he showed you he was. How little faith and trust he had in you. And let him wallow in his own choices. You have, though no fault of your own, the opportunity to see how the circle of friends you had around you really felt, and now you've gotten the chance to build a better sphere of influence. There's no conversation you need to have. You're being far less harsh to your ex than he was to you. It is sad for him that he destroyed his relationship over a lie. A few months ago, I had a woman contact some of my friends, asking them to tell me that my boyfriend was cheating on me with her. It was horrible. I had a long talk with my boyfriend and heard out his side of things. He said she was a disgruntled former fling who had threatened to lie about him in the past and had major issues. I was worried that by believing my boyfriend, I was being stupid, and if I ever found out he cheated on me in the future, it would be my fault for not taking it seriously. So a few days later, I contacted her, and she immediately lied in a way that was completely disprovable, because she said she met him at his house the week before, when I lived with him, and hadn't left the house because of coronavirus. I'm so glad I was able to logically think through the situation and determine which story made more sense at the time, while it was still extremely painful. It would have been so much worse to throw my relationship down the drain and then find out later it was over nothing. Wow, I have an identical story. It was my now husband's ex-fling. She was so convincing. We'd only been dating a couple of months when she dropped a major bomb on my world. I was devastated. He denied it and said I'll do anything to prove myself. I believed him, but I thought I could be blinded by love. Maybe I believed him because I just wanted so badly for him to be telling the truth. They hadn't spoken to or seen each other in over 6 months, but she'd heard through the grapevine that he had been transferred to a work location within 5 minutes of her house, and I guess she thought it was a perfect way to make trouble. So she tells me he visits her before and after work, even during the day sometime, and I simply asked her which vehicle he'd been driving to her house. She was caught off guard and said it was his car. His green car that he had when she knew him. That's all I needed to know, because he sold his green car just before he and I met. He'd been alternating between a blue and white car every day to work depending on what he felt like driving. Such a small detail, but it really proved to me that he was telling the truth. I don't get it. Why do people do this? Are their lives just that they need to make up stories about other people and make them feel as miserable as they do? I suppose they can't stand knowing their ex has found someone else. I really want to know if they're all still friends with the girl. The way he just cut you off tells you his true colors. I would not entertain taking him back. If the story is true, I would also like to know if he slept with her. I mean, if he's still friends with her. There's no point in knowing, but if he's not, I'd still like to know if they slept together. Of course, he's free to sleep with whomever he wants, but to me, it would be like pouring salt in the wound. Oh, don't worry about her, babe. She may not like you or respect our relationship, but it's fine. I'm gonna keep hanging out with her because she means well. Narrator's voice. She does not. She just doesn't know how to act around women. Apostrophe. It's an absolutely stupid excuse, so she doesn't know how to act around women. Like TF. Honestly, that is just a red flag right there. Women who are cruel to other women or can't comprehend female friendships are the telltale signs of having underlying issues. It's not hard to be a decent human being. They're half the reason women are labeled catty. Being awful shouldn't make you one of the brothers. Not like the other girls. She's a walking fucking cliché. Your ex didn't give you a chance to speak and instead eagerly threw away your multi-year relationship. So why would you ever consider hearing this hypocrite out? Either say nothing or briefly outline to him that he made his choice and deserves no consideration from you, and that he's to leave you alone. Tell him you'll give him the same opportunity than he gave you. None. Do mention that you are seeing someone else now. That's good advice there. The only response you need to give him is the time to talk was January 1st, when you should have given your girlfriend of 4 years, who moved counties to be with you, a chance to be heard. You are exactly 8 months too late. Then block him. Info, besides some random dude saying you boned. What proof was there? No photos. No hickeys or anything else on you. No one, except femfriend, saying you went upstairs with rando. I bet people remember you being downstairs. I bet if they tried at all you'd be in time-stamped pics. Also super worrying is that he took the word of someone who clearly doesn't like you with no proof and doesn't even let you speak. He is now realizing that because of some trash he threw away a treasure and wants to go back to how it was before and pretend he didn't break your heart and trust plus slander you. If you do want to open up communication with him, you can tell him that the past 8 months have been hell for you and that is not something that can be forgotten or moved on from. He broke your trust by not talking to you. He stranded you in a foreign country. He slandered your name because of this. You will be unable to ever have a relationship with him again. Even though femfriend lied, it was him that chose to do that to you. Emphasis on the block him. This guy is a dick. Honestly curious as to what proof the rando guy had that made her BF think he had a valid story. Because if he just came off the street and said, yo, sorry but your girl cheated on you with me, and BF's reaction was to pack all her stuff up and kick her out. Just wow. Just wow. If he had at all cared, he would have tried to see if it was valid. But instead, he dumped his GF of 4 years in a snap. What a tool. He deserves to have wolves like his girlfriend in his friends group. Yeah, it's very odd behavior indeed. I would guess that the best friend provided random guy with a lot of details that only people close to the couple or an affair partner would know. With that, Mr. Rando was able to paint a very convincing picture. I'd guess the whole thing sucks. Whatever you decide, will you update? Upvoting because I really want an update to this. Or even a follow-up on r/nuclear revenge against your ex and his thought friend. Updated and then deleted. https://www. remavated.com/r/lid_friend_i_that_id_source_utm_source and utm_medium_app and utm_name=iOS_SMF. Of course he was cheating all along. Ugh. Well, I read this and immediately thought this is a classic case of projection. Is being right a good thing? Edit. Sigh. The ending makes it 80% plus chance fictional.